Hey, this is Jamey with Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Cat Cafe. Cat Cafe is a game that I believe was released at Gen Con, or at least they had copies at Gen Con. I had a few friends bring it back, and I got to play it the other day. It is a roll and write game where you are kind of building these cat towers in a cat cafe by a really cool mechanism that I'll talk about in a second. But I just wanted to mention like the overall construct. You're kind of filling in little icons on these cat towers as you're trying to fill them in and basically get the most points of all the other players. I should probably say my favorite mechanism because it'll make more sense when I talk about other things about this game. But so the mechanism, the core mechanism of the game is that one player rolls. We played a 4-player game, so there were 5 dice in the game. I'm guessing that 1 die is removed for lower player counts. So the current player rolls all 5 dice. They pick one of them, and then each other player picks a die, and then there's a die left in the middle. And then each player will take the die that they selected and the number on the die in the middle, and they will do something. They will write down something on their mat. So they will basically either choose one of the 5 abilities. You can kind of see how the dice are noted down there. Not next to the cats. They're next to these abilities down here. So there's number 6, number 5, and so on. They'll choose one of those corresponding with one of the numbers, and then they'll choose a spot on one of the cat towers corresponding with the other numbers. So you can see, like, that's very faint, but the tallest cat tower goes 1 to 6. Some of them are a little shorter. I think this one goes 1 to 4. The rest, there are a couple that go to 6, one that goes to 4, one that goes to 5. So if I rolled, for example, if I selected a 5 and there was a 2 left in the middle, then I could either choose the number 5 ability and write down and draw that icon on a number 2 slot up here, or I could choose the number 2 ability and draw the corresponding icon on the number 5, on a number 5 spot of my choice up here. I really like this. I really, it's such a simple mechanism. It's probably in some other game. That's okay. But I love the very light amount of like indirect interaction that happens when you select these dice. Not that we were spending a lot of time looking at each other's mats, but really it was all about your own decision. What's best for you at any given time, given the choices that you have. But I like that even after the dice have been rolled, you have this really interesting decision. Like which number are you going to choose, and where are you going to write it down up here? So especially since there are multiple numbers up here, it really enhances the decision because you're not just choosing one number or the other. You're choosing one number and then deciding where is best to place that number. It can lead to it's very light, very quick decision, but it can still lead to, it's an interesting decision. I really like that decision. So for this style of roll and write game where it does not scale infinitely, so there are a couple that scale infinitely, like Welcome To and On Tour. They scale infinitely. There is no interaction at all. You're not selecting something from a limited pool. That's one style of roll and write. I really do like that style. But this other style, kind of like Ganshan Clever and Cat Cafe and Lantern's Dice, I really like this style of this light interaction. So there is some level of interaction with other players through the dice, but not too much. So you're still kind of doing your own thing. And on the mat, there is some other interactions that happen on the mat because you are kind of racing to, or not kind of, you are racing to fill up the cat towers because if you are the first to do so, you can get a reward for doing so. And then there's the yarn that you're drawing up here. If you at the end of the game, you look at the columns that have the most. So you look at each column, and whichever player has the most yarn in that column gets points as well. In our game, I think we had 3 different core strategies going. I went with a mostly mouse strategy. 2 other people went with a yarn strategy, and someone else went with a different strategy as well. But we all ended up having pretty good scores. So I like that there's a pretty good balance there. And last, I just wanted to close with, I really like that you actually draw the little pictures. I don't know if you can see right there, but like for the mouse strategy, I'm actually drawing a little mouse on the cat tower. So it was very satisfying at the end of the game to look at how cute it was. Like it ended up being, for people who like cats like me, obviously you can see the litter box back there. I have 2 cats. For people who like cats like me, it added to the cuteness and to the appeal of this game, Cat Cafe. So if you're looking for a new, light, but very satisfying roll and write game, not that I review games, but I do recommend this. I had a good time with this, and I like that core mechanism of the dice selection. If you have a different favorite mechanism in Cat Cafe and you want to mention it in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Or if this reminds you of another dice selection mechanism, I'd love to hear about that as well. Thanks.